The day that I learned that I was terminally ill, that there was nothing that medicine could do to ameliorate even my symptoms, I decided that I wanted to live as long as I could, as best I was able, and I wanted to die with the dignity with which I had lived.
Euthanasia refers to the practice of ending life in a manner which relieves pain and suffering, and it is categorized in different ways, including voluntary, non-voluntary, and active. There are several controversies over this topic, and proponents often consider a death that increased pain and suffering to be wrongful. Opponents, on the other hand, often consider deliberate death to be immoral. And the debate is still continuously going on nowadays.
Physician-assisted suicide happens, and though many people do not post their stories about a family member doing this, there are a couple that I found that did. From the stories I have read about people that have went through this, they say that they want to end their lives with some dignity left rather than have to eventually become so dependent on other people and not be able to do anything by themselves. They want to live a happy life and still die happy. On July 10, 2009, Sir Edward Downes, who was 85, was partially deaf and almost completely blind, and his wife Joan, who was 74 and had terminal cancer. They both were not happy and did not have that much time to live. This couple chose to travel to Switzerland to a clinic where over 100 foreigners go every year to have an assisted suicide performed. This clinic is called Dignitas. Foreigners go to Switzerland because it is legal to have a physician-assisted suicide. This couple joined hands and was watched by their son and daughter as they both, at the same time, drank a lethal dose of barbiturates that killed them peacefully. This is just one example of many that have chose to do this with their lives, so that they and their loved ones would no longer have to go through any more pain or suffering.
And I feel that I should have the absolute right to decide whether I want to, die in pain and agony and rotting away in a hospital, or whether I should be able to gather my loved ones around me and go out my way.
I'm a criminal. My 25-year-old daughter, Jody, was in horrible pain, dying of bone cancer. She wanted to end her life. I got her the pills. We both broke the law.
It's a highly debated topic in the world today. People argue about whether it should be legal or not. Many people think that it should be legal because in the United States we are supposed to have our freedoms. To some it seems humane, but to others it just seems to be one of the worst acts in the world. People think that it is not morally right to kill people just because they are dying already. The cons of doctor-assisted suicide have to do with legality and morality. Though it is legal in Oregon, you have to strictly follow the rules they set. That act is called the Oregon Death with Dignity Act. Oregon State allows a patient to request a prescription for a lethal drug, but they have to be on the verge of death and mentally stable. The problem with this is that a family member can influence the decision of the patient in order to collect their inheritance earlier. The Catholic Church also believes that it is a cardinal sin to commit suicide. In 2008, Pope Benedict spoke strongly against it when Luxembourg Parliament was trying to legalize it. The thing that's hard for people to do is go against the Church's teachings. According to the Hippocratic Oath, it is wrong for a doctor to harm their patients. This becomes a very fine line when doctors decide whether to let the patient die in agony or die peacefully.
Some pros of physician-assisted suicide is that you would have the right to die. It gives people the constitutional right to choose what they want to do with their lives. Having physician-assisted suicide allows patients that are suffering at the end of their lives to put themselves out of their misery. The Hippocratic Oath has been modified many times. For example, women studying medicine and breaking the skin. Also, is prolonging somebody's life really helping them, or is it just harming them? People think that end-of-life care means prolonging people's lives. But in a way, doctor-assisted suicide is actually a better option for end-of-life care. It allows the family to watch their relative die peacefully and not die slowly and painfully.
As you can see, this topic has been discussed not only in the United States, but throughout the entire world. Whether it is right or wrong, both the pro and con side gave really strong points. Like we had said, it involves the law and moral issues. Is it legal? Yes, but only in some particular states. And will it be fully legal? The debate still continues.